Hey everyone, this is Craig. Today I'm going to be going over how I made the backgrounds for the Haaz Effect. If you haven't watched the other videos in the series, the Haaz Effect is a project that me and a few classmates worked on at Vancouver Film School. It was our game audio final. We created all the audio for a game that we envisioned and put it into Wwise and structured it as you would in a real game environment, plus some, because we had a whole story for it as well. But regardless, today I'm just going to be going over the specifics of the ambiences. We each worked in different work units, different sessions on different computers, and then we all merged the work units into one session when we were doing our final implementation pass and mixing. So I was working within the ambiences work unit. I'll just open that up. The first thing you'll see here is I have a switch container called all ambience. I'll get more into the switch container in a little bit. We found that using the switch container was the easiest and most organized way to switch between ambient spaces. It just worked out in the event structure. It was really easy to implement that. So I'm going to open up that switch container. And within that, I have 4 blend containers and then some door sounds as well, just single one-shot sounds. I'm going to start off looking at this city ambience blend container. Within the blend container here, I have a few random containers and some just looping layers that I put together. I also have this riot intensity RTPC, which controls the volumes, and it's just the volumes of certain layers within the blend container. I'll just open up this blend tracks editor real quick, and you can see that it's similar to a multi-track editor where you have different volume controls over each over desired elements. I'll get back to this in a second. I have some distant explodes, some dog barks, some gunshots, helicopter by, sirens, window breaks, and then just some base layers to build everything off of. Within each of these, I have randomized volume. Doesn't look like I have any voice pitch randomization for these, but on some I have some low pass filter. Let's just give it a play real quick here. Adjust this riot intensity RTPC. So as that riot intensity RTP is increased, the levels overall increase, as well as the frequency, the frequency of triggered events like some of the screams, the gunshots, some of the window breaks, and I'll show you how I achieve that by diving into the blend tracks here. So here I have blend tracks where I layered together all those random containers. Here's just my looping base city layer where this riot intensity RTPC, this red line here, that's an actual volume graph automation for Pro Tools users. Moving this just is a controllable parameter that adjusts the volume in real time in a game environment. So you may have noticed that I have 2 containers for certain sounds like distant explodes or the wall of loops. What I did was 4 different containers. I had different randomized delays for them. So while wall human loop medium may have a randomized delay with a minimum maximum of 0 to 5, human heavy might have a randomization of 0 to 1 minimum maximum. So when the riot intensity RTPC is positioned on human heavy, it's triggered more frequently. And I did the same thing with gunshots heavy, with the distant explosions, and it just made it it made it easier to ramp up intensity. And then at the highest levels of riot intensity, we have some single shot mob attacks, just also randomized, similar to the explosions, gunshots, and stuff. Okay, that kind of covers those. Yeah, you can see here each of these elements were individually mixed. Each BG is mixed within its own blend container, and then within the switch structure. Let me just get here. Within the switch structure, there's also a master volume for each of these blend containers. So that helped during the final mix pass when you're balancing all these different elements, all these different work units here. So let's just get back to our blend tracks. And most of the other BGs, they're made with a similar aspect. So I'll just go ahead and play this lab one, and then show you how it's working here. I'll turn the riot intensity down first, because otherwise it's just going to blast. So that's basically the lab, the first level. I actually didn't show you guys any of my randomized containers on that first level, so I guess I can open up some of that stuff. Within each of these random containers, you can see there's single sounds in here. Each one of them plays something else here. And then in this master structure here, no, where is it? Still selected on that. There we go. It has randomized delays, and it's also in shuffle mode. So what that means is that after it plays, for instance, Broken Computer 01, it'll play all of these other individual sounds before it can play Broken Computer 01 again. It just gives it even more randomization. Yeah, also in the lab here we have the riot intensity RTPC. It does the same thing as it did in the city ambience blend track, where it's just increasing the frequency of mob attacks and gunshots and the volume of all of them. So I don't think we have to go too in depth of that. Like, similar, the blend tracks are pretty much the same there, except I also have on the enemy walla, which is their voices, I also have a low pass filter connected to the riot intensity RTPC, where as you get closer to the mob, you hear more of the higher frequencies as you would in real life. Okay, so just keep on going here. Next, we'll check out the space station ambience, which is actually the second level. Just turn the alarm intensity down here, which is the new RTPC. That's triggered at a certain spot in the game, or in the story. The alarm intensity is triggered, but we'll just give this a quick play here. So yeah, the space station is kind of a quick backstory. It's a malfunctioning space station hovering above planet Earth. So we got some glitchy sounds, some feedback sounds, metal stress to kind of give it this decrepit feel. At a certain point in the story, the alarm is triggered. So at that point, we have an event structure where it says, "Oh, turn alarm up." Blend tracks, similar things going on here, except not a whole lot of randomization happening. Kind of just got the space station and the alarm intensity, and then we just have the glitches and the feedbacks going on. They're not within the blend structure, but they're still playing. So the reason you put things in the blend tracks is so you can have control of the RTPCs over the volumes. While if you're not changing any volumes, you don't really need to put them in there. So like there wasn't an instance in this level where I want the glitchy light to become louder. So that's not the blend track. Alright, we can play some of the space station doors, I guess, for that level. That's closed. We've got an open. And from the lab, I can play some of those doors as well. I didn't play them. Cool. We'll go on to the last level here, the military base ambience. We have a new RTPC here, objective distance. This is the final level, and what you're trying to do is get to this laser cannon at the very end of the mission. As you get closer to this laser cannon, the objective distance this increases, and it adjusts the volume of the laser cannon. It's kind of emitting this weird pulsy signal, and you hear more layers revealed as you get closer to it. We'll just give this a quick playthrough so you can kind of get a picture of what I'm talking about. You can hear a bit of the laser coming in. You're in the same room as the laser, so it's basically the loudest thing in the mix. We envisioned it as this massive cannon, laser cannon, so we'll just turn that down. You can see here I got some randomized metal hits, metal scrapes. You can hear the soldiers marching by. We also have reverbs that are going on during the actual session. Those aren't triggered here within the individual ambience work unit. We would have to go into our Soundcaster session where we have the rest of the elements. You can hear some of that stuff in our playthrough that we also have on this Haaz Effect video channel. So yeah, I'll just dive into the blend tracks here. Here's the laser pulse that you were hearing being controlled by that RTPC. We have a low pass filter volume ramp, as well as a volume ramp, and these are being adjusted by the objective distance. I have two different layers here. Laser Pulse 01 has more low frequencies. Laser Pulse 02 has more of the highs that you're hearing, a little bit more intense. This military base, it's the main thing that you're hearing is that murky low-end drone. And then the metal hits and the metal scrapes, they're played pretty quiet. And then you're hearing a lot of the Janko Mile laughs as well. So almost wrapped up here. Just gonna dive into the event structure real quick. So we'll just go over here into events. The ambiences are triggered within these start level music play events, because there's actually a lot of things that are triggered when that event is played. You can see here there's all these music events, and then we also have a cinematic intro that is stopped. We have level 1 story play, which contains some dialogue, some linear sequences. And here we have our all ambience switch container play. That just starts playing the ambience, and right after that, you have a set switch action, which changes the location to lab. So level 1 is lab. Switch the ambience to that. So if we just played this, it's going to trigger all this stuff in order, but it's seamless. So we'll just go ahead and play this.
Dr. Haaz, this is Zoe from the orbital space station. We had no clue you were alive. We need to get you to the nearest launch site. An incredible discovery has been made, and you need to come up here.
Timing cannot be better, Zoe. Do you see a way out of here from up there?
It is imperative that you follow my directions if you want to make it out alive. Go over to the control room and grab a pistol. The intruders haven't made their way this far down yet, but I see them getting closer to you.
So yeah, that's an overview of the backgrounds in the Haaz Effect. If you guys have any more questions, you can shoot me an email. You can leave a comment on this videos. You can check out my website. There's a lot of different ways you can contact me, so feel free. Also, check out the rest of the videos that we have in the series. They're going to be popping up here within the next couple weeks. So yeah, stay tuned, and thanks for checking out my Haaz Effect backgrounds video.